Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to WGAL 10. I'm your host, Caitlin Thomas, and tonight we're going to be discussing the rapid increase of jellyfish as well as coronavirus concerns. Tonight's a hard night for me because my coworker, my co-anchor, is not here tonight. He is quarantining, and I am doing the news from my home. This is my bedroom, so enjoy the show. Let's just jump right in. The jellyfish population has been increasing rapidly since 2002. Global warming has been making more food available to these jellyfish and creating a brand new habitat for them. Some areas are so badly populated with jellyfish that jellyfish are actually supplanting fish. For my viewers who do not know what supplanting means, that means that pretty much when the fish are around and the jellyfish come into play and they come to take over their area, the fish are completely gone because these jellyfish rapidly produce. I'll talk about that later in the segment, but for right now, we're just going to talk about the main causes for the increases of the jellyfish population. These reasons will be because mainly is global warming, overfishing, and runoff. Global warming pretty much allows the deadliest jellyfish from the subtropical and tropical areas to migrate to new areas due to the sea surface temperature rising. It has been known that the box jellyfish may be the most lethal animal on the planet, and its toxins can kill a person in less than 3 minutes. So that's what I was talking about when these deadly jellyfish, they're coming from like the Amazon and those types of areas to these new areas because these temperatures from climate change and global warming are making the water warmer for them to move and just to come take over for these fish. So that's making the fish leave because these deadly jellyfish are coming into play. I spoke about overfishing earlier, and overfishing pretty much allows jellyfish to take over an area because most of its predators are being taken out of that specific area. Jellyfish have been taking advantage of the small fish like sardines, herrings, and anchovies. Those little fish aren't going to do anything to the jellyfish, so the jellyfish just take over. They just completely take over that big whole area. Once those predators are gone because they're getting fished out, like those tuna and stuff, and the sea turtles, they're all just being driven away and getting fished out. And I'll talk about the ways that we are battling that later. These jellyfish have also been ruining fishing nets, invading fish farms, and forcing beach closures due to the rapid increase of their population. People die each year from more jellyfish stings than any other encounter with marine creatures, including sharks. Everyone thinks that sharks are the worst things in the world and that they're what you really need to worry about when you're in the ocean. But the thing is that the jellyfish, those stings are killing so many people. Jellyfish benefit the most from eutrophication, believe it or not. For my viewers who do not know what eutrophication is, it's the excessive richness of nutrients in a lake or a big body of water due to the runoff from the land. The flood of nutrients prompts phytoplankton growth. Phytoplankton is what the jellies eat. That's providing their delicious dinner, and the more phytoplankton there are means the more jellyfish that are going to be coming up. Eutrophication also creates these low oxygen areas that the jellyfish can tolerate more than fish because they are bloodless and they are brainless. So they can pretty much survive anywhere. Today, the Department of Environmental Protection has conservation officers who patrol the coastline to make sure that people are not taking more fish and predators than they're allowed to. To maintain the population and try to keep a stable environment, this is very crucial. The more predators and fish we take out of there, the less there's going to be to fight the jellyfish in the ocean. In 2015, the Bulkhead Blitz program was created to encourage homeowners to power wash their decks below high tide lines every spring because of the sea nettle jellyfish. I chose this organization because I found it fascinating, all the numbers that I found. The sea nettle jellyfish does well in areas like boat ramps and fishing docks. One single floating dock can hold between 50,000 and 100,000 polyps. Those sacs on those little polyps clone themselves. So each polyp is about 2,500 jellyfish. For you to try and correct these problems, you can try and control the amount of pollution. If you reduce the amount of sewage being dumped in the water, that will reduce the jellyfish's food supply and instead raise the numbers of the predators that will feed on the jellyfish. That's all for my news segment. Next up at 10, coronavirus updates. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.